What is Work.Retire.Die, and why did you choose to go with that name? What does Work.Retire.Die mean on a deeper level to you?
Yeah, so Work.Retire.Die is a comedy lifestyle brand that I started 4 years ago or so. It basically kind of parodies and mocks corporate America a little bit, but it's mainly like relatable humor for white collar office workers. We have a blog, we have an Instagram page where I do memes, tweets, videos, YouTube page where I do videos, and we sell merch too. So I've been doing it for a few years. I think the phrase started when we were graduating. One of my friends' grandpas was like, all right, so like all that's left is like, now you work, retire, and die. And we're all just like, fuck. And like we would like chant like work, retire, die.
Yeah.
Like before it happened. And so I just kind of shamelessly stole it from like my group of friends, but whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't come up with it, but it was like a thing we said. But I think to me, the phrase, like, it kind of touches on something that I think most people can relate to, is like throughout your life, you're like going to high school, you're going to college, there's like always the next thing. And then you graduate and you're kind of just like, fuck, like there's like no more milestones. You're just like, I'm really just like working until I'm 70 and I'm going to go die. And to me, it's like, it's kind of just speaking to that, like a little bit of an existential dread almost, but it's like, it's kind of like figuring out, commenting on the monotony of that, while at the same time, trying to rise above it almost.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. I feel like the content that you make does a really good job at, like you said, poking fun at the monotony of office life and all kind of like the little things, even if it's signing off Zoom or it's someone fucking up their screen share in the middle of a meeting. And it's just like all these things that actually happen in corporate America that everyone kind of just like goes through with tight buttholes, and they're just like, this is the work part before I retire and die. So it's like, but actually taking a step back and making fun of it kind of releases the pressure a little bit, where you see how awkward and ridiculous office life can be. Like, it's not normal to be cooped up inside a cubicle for 9 to 12 hours a day. And there's a lot of weird shit that happens in the office that no one talks about.
Yeah. And I think like, so I was in corporate America for 5 years. I recently quit my job in October. But I felt like one of my main frustrations was that everyone was just taking everything so seriously. And it's like, why are we like speaking in all these buzzwords? Or like, why am I getting like yelled at about an email that's getting sent to our subscribers? I used to work on Crock-Pot as a slow cooker.
Okay.
I saw you have an Instapot, by the way. You need to throw that out.
Yes, I do. We're actually sponsored by Instapot. No.
But I was like, we're sending it on email to Crock-Pot subscribers. And like, they're not going to, half of them aren't going to open it. But like, people are like fucking taking themselves so seriously.
You make one typo and they think like Crock-Pot stock's going to tank 30%.
Like, no one gives a shit at the end of the day. And like, I get it. Like, I'm not trying to like shit on people's careers, but I'm just saying like, I do feel like for most things in life, just people need to take themselves like a little bit less seriously and like just realize like we're all fucking people like doing this made up thing called selling slow cookers to other people. Like it's not life or death at the end of the day.
Yeah. What's your favorite buzzword you think for you to make fun of? Because you have a good amount of buzzwords, and I'm trying to think of some now, but it's like I'm trying to think of the buzzwords and now they're not coming to my brain.
There's a lot, like circle back is a big one.
We'll circle. There's like a lot of
synergy or like optimize synergy. It's like
synthesis,
why do we have to
synthesize?
Say that? Yeah. Like circle back is a big one. Follow up offline is my favorite one because like it's stuff like passive aggressiveness where it's like, we'll just follow up online with that, or like maybe this is better served in like a separate phone call where it's like you're basically saying like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're like making this really awkward, but like, why don't you just email me this on the side so we're not like embarrassing ourselves in front of everyone.
I'm gonna start saying that on the podcast. That's a really good point, but we should definitely follow up offline about
we'll touch base on that on a separate.
We're gonna circle back to this at the end.
Like let's not put this on the public facing stuff.
No, that's a good point. There's like this odd email lingo where you have to maintain a certain level of professionalism and also get across the point that you want to get across, which may be to fuck off, but because you work for, and I understand it too, like
it don't make sense why people do it.
Like having a full-time job in a therapy company. Like I definitely deal with kind of like some of the bullshit with just communication and other, like it. I could tell for myself and employees, like people would rather just be straight up, but it's like the corporate culture, it's the structure that forces you to like communicate in a certain way because no one wants to get fired. And there's this weird dynamic of I want to communicate this really straightforward thing and I need to use indirect language to do so. Right. And so that's where circle back comes from like, dude, it's fucking 4:58 and it's Friday. Like, go fuck yourself.
Can we not talk about this right now? Like, like I'm just like, why can't we just say that? Yeah. And it makes sense. And I feel like it does make you sound really smart though. Like I feel like when I first started working, my bosses who were like 6 or 7 years older than me were talking in all these buzzwords, and I was like, holy shit, these people are like so fucking smart. Like I wish it's a language and you just like learn it by being around it. And like it's so funny, like we were talking about this a little bit earlier where it's like you're home for quarantine and you hear like your dad or like your brother on like a work call and you're just seeing this person who like doesn't talk like that, like speaking professionally, and it's like, dude, what are you fucking doing out here?
Dude,
like,
so one of the ideas that popped into my sickness recently that I need to get out on TikTok.
Your TikTok
has to do with buzzwords. My girlfriend is French, and so I recently downloaded Duolingo to try to learn some French to talk to her parents. Okay. And this idea for like, I guess I could do it by myself or maybe with someone else, depending on how it goes. But it's like, it would be really funny to do a Duolingo, but for like corporate speak. Yes. And I've never really done like a corporate speak thing, but it would be like, it'd be a good board game. Like, it tells you to say it out loud. And I feel like an idiot saying French shit out loud that I can't even pronounce in my apartment, where it's just like the translation for circle back is fuck off, it's Friday. And it's like, fuck off, it's Friday. And then it's just like it gives you like a check, like like on Duolingo. And it's like then it gives you the opposite translation. But I was like, there needs to be some sort of app for corporate America speak where you can practice it
like outside the office. Because you do need to know it. And like it's not like, I'm not going to change the system. Like, unless you're going to fucking dismantle the way people talk, like, you do need to be, like, fluent in it to then operate outside of it. But, yeah, like we were saying, like, we used to do, like, buzzword dictionaries where it's, like, you use it in a sentence and then, like, using circle back in a non-corporate sentence. So it's, like, imagine, it kind of pokes fun. It's, like, imagine if we spoke like this in, like, normal ways. Like if you're like, dude, like, do you want to go out tonight? It's like, I had a long week. That's out of scope for me, man. Like, like sorry. Like, okay, man. Like, just tell me you're too tired. Like,
or if you're at a bar and you walk up to a girl and you're trying to hit on her and she's like, sorry, like I'm just not feeling the synergy right now. Like exactly. Maybe we should circle back like at a later date.
We'll follow up offline. Can you not reject me in front of all these people?
Getting rejected in corporate speak. If it's not already available, it needs to be like a video right now. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So something I wanted to get into, since a big part of Work, Retire, Die, and still is a huge part of Work, Retire, Die, is memes.
Yep.
Before we get into some examples of memes that you've created, for you, what makes a good meme? Like, what is the defining characteristic of a good meme. And I honestly get jealous when I see really good memes, because
Same.
as a podcaster, I have an idea that I want to convey, and it may take me 5 to 7 minutes to get a point out or something.
Yeah.
And then I see a meme that says the same exact thing and then like I see it in 5 seconds. I'm like, oh, I could have just said this. I could have just showed this to someone and be like,
right, like this
me.
is what my entire podcast episode was
yeah,
about.
just look at this meme, and you don't have to listen to this podcast. So for you, what makes a good meme?
I think it's gotta be simple is the first thing, like you said, like simple, relatable, and specific. And like, so the relatable and specific things are a little different, but it's like I'm trying to think of a good example where it's like, maybe it's a picture of a guy. There's a meme template where it's like a picture of a guy texting at a table while there's like a group of people fighting over there. So like everyone can relate to the feeling of like other people are doing something else and you don't care about it. So I think I maybe made a meme that was like, people in my office fighting over promotions, me at my desk researching underwater civilization conspiracies, something like that. So it's like specifically and like weird a little bit, but everyone's like, oh yeah, I look up conspiracies, but it's like I could just be like me at my desk on Twitter, and like that's like not as funny as like, do you know what I mean, where it's like you need to be a little more specific but keep it relatable at the same time. It's a tough balance to strike.